often struggle pronouncing my name correctly, so I came up with a little trick for you guys so that you don't forget. All right, it's not Yorva, it's
Maeva.
Well done. It's Maeva, like my vagina. Can you believe that my bullies at school never figured that one out? The best thing that they came up with was Maeva saliva. And I did not drool at school, okay? I did that at home. So I'm French and Dutch, which no, does not mean that I'm Belgian by default. But what happens when you put two stubborn nationalities together? You get a kid that speaks better English than French and Dutch. The first time I got on a bike in London, I decided it was a brilliant idea to cycle over Tower Bridge. And I hit a car on like his side mirror, and the mirror popped out, and the guy stepped out. He was really pissed off. And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "I'm Dutch, I know how to cycle." And he responded, "Mate, you're not in Dutchland." So recently I was asked if I'm seeing somebody, to which I responded, "Could you be more specific?" Do you mean like a guy or a therapist? Like, ideally, it would be both, right? Ideally, it'd be like a 2-for-1 kind of deal. But my previous therapist made it pretty clear that that wasn't an option. Like, all of a sudden, he was the one who was practicing boundaries. When that was my homework. So I used to live in Paris, and I had this really gorgeous neighbor. His name was Xavier, and I could kind of observe him from where I lived. And he had this thing for making omelettes, as Frenchmen do. So I always made sure that I had plenty of eggs in my fridge, just in case one day Xavier would lean out the window and be like, "Oh, excuse me, Maeva, do you have any eggs for my omelette?" That's French for "excuse me, Maeva, do you have any eggs for my omelette?" Talking about eggs, did you know that it costs 3,000 pounds to freeze my eggs? Yeah, that's what happens when you go on 5 bad consecutive first dates. You Google, how much does it cost to freeze my eggs? Are the side effects really that bad? But when I talk to my friends and family about freezing my eggs, they're like, "Maeva, don't worry, you're 28, you still have time." But the thing is, you see, like, I've never felt so confident and empowered, which means that these eggs are confident and empowered. They are financially independent. Like, yeah, they pay an extortionate amount of rent, but it is worth it. But I totally forgot where I was gonna go, so I'm gonna check this because I'm professional. So thankfully I'm not yet at the point in my life where my friends are all having kids, but the majority of my friends from uni are homeowners under the age of 30. And they studied like sciences and economics, and I studied creative writing because I thought I was better than everybody else. And I think it's really important to talk about salaries amongst friends. So I asked my friend, I'm like, "Hey, what do you make in a year?" He's like, "47K, what about you?" I was like, "Man, you're gonna laugh." He's like, "No, come on, what do you make?" "I make jokes." I make jokes, man, not money. That's my time. Enjoy the rest of your night.